What's going on, YouTube? So today we're gonna react to mid-season report card grades for every NBA team. Now, if this is your first time here and you like NBA related content, please do leave a comment, like, and do subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. So we're gonna look through the grades that the article gave them, and then we're also gonna talk about the grades that I would give each team. Um, well, it's also important to note that I'm not gonna just grade them based on win-loss record. Otherwise, it'd just basically be the standing. But I'm just gonna talk about like maybe how well the team did with what they were given. For example, maybe like the Dallas Mavericks with just Luka and KP. They're in the playoffs, and in the beginning of the season, I actually didn't even consider them like a 5 or 6 seed. I thought they'd most be an 8th or 9th seed. So just like that, let's just get started. First off, we have the Atlanta Hawks. They actually gave them a D minus. I would give them a little bit higher, probably like a C, maybe C minus if anything. But they don't really have a lot to work with. Trae Young is doing really well. He's having an all-star season. Didn't have John Collins for about 25 games because of his suspension. They have a lot of young people. Kevin Huerter has been injured most of the season. He's finally back. He's finally playing pretty well. Cam Reddish got thrusted into a role which I don't think he's ready for yet, but he's developing, so we'll see. Who else do they have? Their center position is really weak. They were in talks for Drummond, but they backed out of that. But they just got to build through the draft. You know, they're doing well for them. They just don't really have any playoff aspirations as of yet. Next, we have the Boston Celtics. They gave them an A minus. Yeah, I think I gave them an A. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I gave them an A. Kemba's been playing amazing. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they've taken the next step. Marcus Smart has been doing pretty well. He has been injured, but he's back. He's doing well. Gordon Hayward's finally back to his old form. Sorta. He did get hurt for a little while. He broke his wrist, I believe, but he's getting it back together. He's doing really well as well. Again, Boston Celtics, they also don't really have a rim protecting center. They have serviceable centers in Dice. Kanter's a very good double-double machine, just not crazy on the defensive end. But he does what they need him to do, which is pretty important. And the Celtics, yeah, I'd give them a strong A. Moving on, we have the Brooklyn Nets. They gave them a B. I actually had B minus. Now, most of this is because Kyrie was out for so long, but even though the Nets don't have KD, we all kind of expected them to be in the playoff hunt, like maybe 6, 7, 8 seed, which I think they are. I think they're 8th right now, and with Kyrie back, they're probably going to push higher. But missing out on Kyrie and Caris LeVert for most of the season just left the Nets with just Dinwiddie and Taurean Prince and Joe Harris, who did well. Dinwiddie put up crazy numbers. I think they're starting together right now, Dinwiddie and Kyrie, which is pretty interesting. But I think long term they're gonna bring back Caris LeVert in the starting 5 and keep Dinwiddie off the bench. I'm fine with either or, to be honest. Dinwiddie's still gonna get his numbers. Kyrie's gonna get his numbers. Everybody's gonna do well, I think. This team, just unfortunately, just the injuries really held them back. I do think they're gonna go up higher in the standings, so we'll see how that works out. Next up, we have the Charlotte Hornets. They gave them a B. I would actually give them an A. So we all thought this was going to be the worst team in the NBA. Like, I definitely thought. I thought they were going to be the worst team, guaranteed number 1 projected pick. But Terry Rozier is playing really good. Devontae Graham is having a most improved season. They're just really shutting up all the doubters out there. I definitely did not think they were going to be doing this well. For a while, they were in the playoff race. I'm not sure if they're actually in it right now. They probably are in the race, but I'm not sure if they're in the top 8 right now. But yeah, they've been playing really amazing. Batum's been hurt, but he's really not that valuable to them anymore. Who else do they have? Small forward. Dwayne Bacon's been playing amazing. PJ Washington, forgot about him. He's been doing amazing as well. So the youth movement in Charlotte is actually doing surprisingly well. I really did not think they were going to do as well. I would give them A, maybe even an A+, to be honest. They're just doing really well with what they have. Who else we got now? Chicago Bulls, C-. I actually have them as a D. I expected them to be in the playoff hunt. I thought Zach LaVine was going to take the next step. Offensively, he's already there. I think he's a really good offensive scorer, but defensively, he really is lacking. Lauri Markkanen was one of my early season most improved picks. He's been really disappointing. I think he's having career lows all around. Kobe White's just a rookie. He's pretty streaky though. I like him. He's a really good 3-point shooter. I didn't think he would be that good of a 3-point shooter, to be honest. And Wendell Carter, he's kind of taken a pretty good step defensively and offensively. He's doing well. It's just, I don't know. I really expected them to be in the playoff hunt at least, but they're just a bottom team right now. Satoransky's there. Dunn is there. They're all doing what they need to. Otto Porter has been out for a very long time, and that might be hurting them. Probably is hurting them because he was really amazing with them at the end of the year last year, and he should be coming back in February, but by then, like, it's gonna be way too late to hunt for that playoff spot, I think, especially the way this team has been playing. Zach LaVine's been killing it offensively, but defensively he's really slacking. Lauri Markkanen got to step it up. They can turn it around. Hopefully they do. I was really excited to see this team. So moving on, we have the Cavaliers. I would straight up give this team an F. They gave him a C-. They didn't have like a lot of aspirations going into it at all, but they just really have just been so disappointing. Like, they have no playmakers. I think their leading assist getter is Garland with like 3 assists a game maybe. Sexton is just straight up a scorer. The pairing hasn't worked that bad in my opinion. They do work well off each other at least. Defensively, they're not that good, as we both know. Kevin Love and his trade rumors and tantrums has been really hurting them. They're just a mess of a team, to be honest. I would give them an F. Moving on, Dallas Mavericks. They gave them an A, and I actually agree with this. We all thought, as I said earlier, Luka and KP, we all thought they were going to do good. But the way that team is set around with all these role players, Seth Curry, Jalen Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Tim Hardaway, Courtney Lee, Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell, all these role players, they just pair perfectly with Luka's play style. They just let Luka go to work, and Porzingis in the post, Luka out there, pick and roll, pick and pop, whatever you want. They just fit a bunch of role players that fit really nicely next to Luka. I would definitely give them an A. I did not expect them to do this good. Now we have the Denver Nuggets, B. Yeah, I would say probably a B-, B. I think I had them as a B-. Jokic was pretty disappointing early on, but he's putting it together now. Jamal Murray just got hurt. He's going to be out for a while, I heard. So that's really, really holding them back. Gary Harris is also injured, so he's going to miss a few games. Jeremy Grant has been an amazing pickup for them. They really improved their defense this year. They did fall off on offense, which is really surprising, but improving their defense kind of evened it out. I expect them to pick it back up. They are probably going to lose a couple of games now that Murray and Harris are out for a little bit, but let's see what happens. I would definitely give them a B, B-. Oh, and they have Michael Porter Jr. playing really well as well, so that's pretty cool. He's finally getting his time to shine, so that's good. Detroit Pistons, C-. I give them a D. Everybody, they're kind of mediocre. They don't really compete that well. They just barely make it to playoffs, if anything. Blake Griffin's out. He's been playing pretty bad whenever he was here, but that's probably because of his injury recovering and stuff. It takes some time. But Galloway, Derrick Rose, Luke Kennard, Drummond, even, they've all been playing pretty good. Luke Kennard, he's doing really well. Derrick Rose having like comeback player of the year kind of season. Drummond, a lot of trade talks. He's definitely probably not going to be there by the end of the year. I don't think he will be. There's tons of team. Well, not tons, but I think he's going to get traded. I think it's really time to blow it up, and I think the Pistons know that as well. I'd definitely give them a D. Now we have the Warriors. They got a C-. I had them as a C, mostly because of injuries. I really wanted to see what Curry could do next to D'Lo this year. No Clay. New Splash Brothers. Maybe even Clay comes back later on. Have the 3 of them out there. Draymond's been pretty disappointing. He just worked really well next to Curry, and without Curry there, it's really been hurting him. But they have a lot of like no-name people, not no-name, but like a lot of young people. Kai Bowman, Damian Lee, I think his name is. Alec Burks is one of their leading scorers as well. So they have a pretty bad situation going on over there. It's just injuries really screwed them over. Houston Rockets, B+. I had them as a B. The Westbrook-Harden pairing, it hasn't been bad, but it hasn't been good either. Definitely better than like Chris Paul, I would say. But the shooting and the Chris Paul like fourth quarter takeover mentality that Westbrook does not have. I mean, he has a takeover mentality, but it doesn't translate well. So I don't know. Harden is gonna do Harden things. I definitely think they're gonna make a trade somewhere along the line. Maybe one person that I would like them to get is the Knicks' Marcus Morris. I think he's a perfect fit for Houston, and he could play small forward or power forward next to PJ Tucker. I definitely want to see them make that move, and that might help them out. But I definitely give them a B. Moving on, the Indiana Pacers, A-. I did not think Brogdon was going to be this good on the Pacers. I did not think Sabonis was going to be this good. TJ Warren, Jeremy Lamb, Miles Turner, they're all just doing really well. And that's without Victor Oladipo. They're already a pretty good team, and they don't even have their best player. So imagine when he comes back, either Warren or Jeremy Lamb's going to go to the bench. I'm not really sure who they're going to send. Maybe Lamb. But Sabonis and Miles Turner, they've been playing really well together. Sabonis is putting up very, very good numbers. Brogdon's having a crazy season. I definitely give the Pacers an A. Next up, we have the Clippers with a B. So this team is kind of weird to assess because Paul George and Kawhi, they barely play together. One day Kawhi's out, one day Paul George is out. And they're not going to be able to do that the entire season because they need to mesh as well. The playoffs is not that far. They're halfway into the season already. They got to get some time to get their own chemistry going so they can make that playoff push, which I'm pretty sure they're going to start doing eventually, sooner or later. But I don't know. It's been weird. I definitely give them like a B, B-. Kawhi's been having a crazy good year. Paul George is having a little down year, but that's what you expect. He's not the number one option on the team right now. He's been injured as well. So I give it a B as well. B-, if anything. The Lakers, yeah, I had them as an A. I thought they were going to be good, but they're like really good. AD is playing amazing. Defensive player of the year kind of numbers. LeBron's leading the league in assists. They brought back to life Avery Bradley. Danny Green's playing good. Caruso's a fan favorite. Rondo's doing his thing. The only downside with the Lakers is Kyle Kuzma. He's just not playing well. A lot of trade rumors going on with him. But I definitely give them an A. They're first in the West. I think just second to the Bucks. And yeah, just LeBron's having an MVP season. They're just too good. Moving on, Grizzlies, A-. I give them an A+. I did not think Brandon Clark, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, Valanciunas, Dylan Brooks, they're all so young and they're in the playoffs. They're 8th seed. I thought this team was going to tank for another year or two. Maybe even 3, get more pieces. But Ja Morant, Rookie of the Year, unfortunately he denied the dunk contest. I really would have liked to seen that. But yeah, I definitely would not have thought Jaren Jackson, Ja Morant, Brandon Clark, all these youngins would take the Grizzlies to the playoffs. 100% would not have thought of that. Miami Heat, they gave them a B+. I give them an A. Jimmy Butler is playing amazing. I would say he was like an MVP candidate, but his numbers aren't as good as the other candidates. But the Heat are second in the East. They're beating all the top-heavy teams. They're just playing amazing. I love the way the Heat played. They're one of my favorites this year. I'm really rooting for them. Butler, Adebayo, Kendrick Nunn's a cool story. Duncan Robinson's another cool story. They're just all playing amazing, and I love that they're all very versatile. They all can do a little bit of everything. And yeah, I'm really rooting for the Heat. I give them an A. Hands down. Next up, the Bucks, A+. Yeah, I would agree with this. Losing Brogdon really hurt, especially seeing how well he's playing in the Pacers. But the Bucks are the Bucks. They're still the best in the East, best in the league. Giannis is playing amazing still. Bledsoe is doing well, even though he was injured for a while. Chris Middleton was injured for a while. Brook Lopez is playing amazing, and they're still the best in the East. Well, the league. So yeah, Bucks definitely A+. Let's go. Oh yeah, they're on pace to win like 70 games, I think. I think I just saw that right here. Yeah. They're on track to win 70 games, which is amazing. So let's go on. Timberwolves, C+. I give them a D. They traded Jeff Teague, which they weren't using anyway. They're trying to get D'Lo. Robert Covington wasn't playing that well early on, but now they might move him for D'Lo. I don't know. It's really interesting. I like Jared Culver a lot. He's been playing pretty good. Wiggins, comeback player, another comeback player right there. He's been playing amazing, but I give them a D. They're just really disappointing overall. The Pelicans, B+. Yeah, I had a B for them. Zion not being there really hurt. I know they're definitely going to try to fight for that 8th seed. They've all been very injured. Zion out, Redick out, Holiday out. Ball's been out for a while too. I don't think Ingram missed that many games. Ingram probably missed a game or two. But Favors has been out for a while. But they all still, they do pretty well. They're a really fun team. I just enjoy watching them as well. I know they're going to make that playoff push once Zion and Drew Holiday come back. Lonzo's playing amazing this month. Ever since the new year, really. So, well, that is this month. But yeah, Lonzo's amazing. Brandon Ingram is my pick for most improved. They're all playing amazing. They're really fun to watch. I definitely give them a B+ or an A. Or even a B. I forgot what I said, to be honest. The Knicks, D. I give them an F. I hate how Knicks have their rotation. They have Dennis Smith Jr., who I think they're just wasting. Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench, and they're starting Taj Gibson, I think. Sometimes they start Bobby Portis. Their leading scorer is Marcus Morris. At least they let RJ, thrust him into a very prominent role, but what they're doing to Mitchell Robinson and Dennis Smith Jr., it's really, really hurting their play. And even if Mitchell Robinson gets in foul trouble, man, you should start him, play him, get him out there, get as much burn as he can. I give them an F. I hate their rotation. I thought with Fizdale gone, they would do much better, but nope. The Thunder, they gave an A. I also had them as an A. They're a good team. It's just, we just know what they're going to be. If they make the playoffs, they're not anywhere near championship contenders. So I feel like that's why people underestimated them a lot. Gallo's been playing amazing. Chris Paul, amazing. Shai Gilgeous, another MIP candidate, playing amazing. Yeah, they're surprising a lot of people out there, but I just think that's because most people wrote them off. I think they deserved much more praise than they actually got. And now we have the Orlando Magic, C-. I had them as a D. Vucevic being out really hurt them. Markelle Fultz is playing okay. Aaron Gordon's been really disappointing in a lot of trade rumors. I do hope they do trade him. I think it's time he gets into a new environment. Jonathan Isaac's been playing amazing until he got injured. He's going to be out for a while, which really hurts them as well. But they need a lot of scoring. So if they do pull that trade, Aaron Gordon for DeRozan, I think it would be an okay fit. But a backcourt of Fultz and DeRozan is not a very good shooting backcourt. So now we have the 76ers. They gave them a C, and I would say a C as well. I actually thought this team would be, they were my Eastern Conference finalist early on in the season, and the way they're playing, I'm just not seeing it, man. Embiid's okay, he's playing amazing as usual. Ben Simmons is struggling. Tobias Harris is doing his job. I just didn't like the Horford signing for them that much. Yeah, it gives them their big, and Josh Richardson's doing okay, but they really miss Redick shooting out there. He was key. Josh Richardson's not bad. Tobias Harris is not bad, but they're definitely not JJ. Jimmy Butler takeover mentality at the end of the game. That's missing as well. It really hurts this team. Tobias Harris and Jay Rich, they're not as good as Jimmy Butler is in taking over. So they're C, D for me. Not D, C+, C-, C- around there for me. Phoenix Suns, B-. I had them as a C+. Booker's playing amazing. Rubio's really working out for them. Oubre definitely playing amazing. I feel like every time I watch one of their games, he's always on fire. He's always killing it. I really like Oubre. I thought the Trevor Ariza trade to Washington was stupid for the Wizards, and it's just proving me right and probably everybody else right. But yeah, they're pretty good. C+, C. I had them as. Trailblazers, C+. I had them as a D. I thought they were going to make the playoffs. They're not even in the playoff race. Well, they're in the race, but they're not in the playoff top 8 right now. CJ's been playing pretty good. Dane's been playing pretty good. Whiteside's playing good. Melo's even playing good. I just don't know what's going on with this team. I just feel like they have a lot of bad luck in terms of certain situations. I do think they'll try to get that spot in the playoff, which they probably will. They just got Trevor Ariza. He's going to be a good 3-and-D guy for them. Melo. And I don't think they're done. Maybe they'll get that Kevin Love trade finally to happen. But I don't know. Blazers, they've been kind of disappointing to me. Moving on, we have the Kings with the D. I had them as a D as well. De'Aaron's been hurt for a while. Bagley got hurt, came back, got hurt again. That really hurt them. He was also one of my breakout candidates. Buddy Hield's been playing okay. Bielitsa has been playing amazing. He's been like very, very sleeper heavy in fantasy. Bogdanovic also playing very, very good, but he's also hurt now. They just can't seem to stay healthy, sort of. So that's, I think, going to be their biggest issue throughout the year. But let's see how it goes for them. Oh, Richaun Holmes also playing amazing. It looks like he finally found a spot for him. The Spurs, C+. Yeah, I had them as a D. I actually didn't think they were going to make the playoffs this year. I'm not sure if they're in the standings right now where they are, but I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs this year. I still don't think they're going to do it. I think it's just time for Pop to rein it in, trade DeRozan, get some young pieces, maybe even trade Lama if they could. See what they could do with that. I just don't think they're going to make the playoffs, and even if they do, they're definitely not a contending team. Toronto Raptors, definitely an A for me as well. I didn't think they were going to be this good without Kawhi. Pascal Siakam could be most improved again, basically. Van Fleet's playing amazing as well. Lowry's playing good, taking up more of a scoring role as well, which he didn't have to do with Kawhi there. Norman Powell's been playing good. Ibaka. Marc Gasol has struggled, but before he got injured, he's been playing amazing. And now he just came back. He's playing pretty good too. So Marc Gasol is doing well. I think they were in the Drummond trade talks as well. I don't think they should go for Drummond, but if they really want to bolster their playoff chances, yeah, I guess go for Drummond. Utah Jazz, B+. I also had them as a B+. Mike Conley's been injured and pretty disappointing throughout the year, but Bogdanovic has been killing. Ingles was disappointing early on. Now he's killing it. Mitchell is Mitchell. Gobert is Gobert. And I think with Conley, Ingles, Bogdanovic, Gobert, Mitchell, that's a pretty solid starting five. They were one of my sleeper picks. I thought they'd be a top 4 or 5 seed, which I think they're third right now. But they were one of my sleeper picks for a championship chance. I don't think they could beat the Clippers. I don't think they could beat the Lakers. But I kind of do like them this year in the West. Now we have, finally, the Washington Wizards. They gave them a B. I kind of had them as a C. There was really no expectation for them. They were definitely never going to be in the playoffs. Bradley Beal is doing what he can, but he's been injured a couple games. Davis Bertans been playing amazing, but I think he's still injured. What's his name? Thomas Bryant, he's injured. I think he came back though. But they've been struggling with injuries. IT's been playing okay. I think he's been in and out here and there. Wizards have really been struggling with injuries, but they're doing what they can. It's really not their fault. They're not that great of a team. They can't do much. But I think when John Wall comes back, whenever he comes back, if they don't trade him, I'm not even sure. Or if they don't trade Beal. I always liked this team. I just didn't think they were there yet. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, like, and do subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And next up, I'm going to have my 2020 awards for the season so far at the mid-season point, which should be coming out soon. Subscribe so you don't miss out.